controversy. So that's when these emails were found. But Yamiche, thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for sticking around. We do appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
And joining us now is Jeff Rowe, the former campaign manager for Ted Cruz's campaign. He's joining us from Houston. Jeff, do you think that this is going to sway anyone's opinions of Donald Trump? Is it going to bring Republicans home as the GOP might hope?
I think it does two things. One, I think it fires up Trump's own voters. If you take a look at pre the Billy Bush tapes, Trump had about a 13-point advantage on intensity. I would take a deficit at the polls if I had an advantage in intensity. And I think you've seen that intensity come back, and this will only help with that. The second thing that this does is in most of the battleground states, it's a 5, 42, 44, 41. I mean, there's a slight Clinton advantage in some of these battleground states that Trump needs. I think this caps her out. I don't think, to your point earlier with your previous guest, I don't think anybody wakes up and says, okay, that's it. I was for Hillary, but now I'm not. I don't think that is the case. I think there's about 13% of votes out there that are hanging around. They hang around in undecided. They hang around with Gary Johnson, and they hang around with Jill Stein. Those typical third-party candidates should only get 2, maybe 1, 2, or 3% of the vote, kind of what Ralph Nader got. And Stein's going to get, she's not going to lose any over this. Johnson could lose some to Trump. And then you take the undecided voters, which habitually throughout this election cycle in the general election have been about 65% lean Republican. So that's where this makes it up, and that's why this is really significant 10 days out to have this occur.
Let's talk about a larger question, though. Donald Trump has been saying over and over on the campaign trail that our political system is rigged. He's questioned the FBI. He's questioned the DOJ. He's questioned polling places. He's now saying that everything is fine because this may work to his advantage. What does this mean for our political system, that we can have a candidate who basically goes wherever the wind blows him and talks about whatever is most advantageous to him at the current period? Is this a problem going forward, or is this all going to go away after November 8th?
Far be it from me to call into question what politicians do to take advantage of current circumstances. I mean, that's what every politician does. In fact, there's been video of Mr. Obama saying the same thing during his campaign, and Mr. Bush and Mr. Kerry during their campaigns. It's not completely unusual. What is unusual is the hyper-focus that we have on these two candidates and how they're already disliked. And so that allows us to focus more deeply on what they say. But I think that and going forward, I think democracy is going to be just fine.
Jeff Rowe, thank you so much for joining us. Jeff Rowe in Houston. That is all for me this hour.